Hello, and thank you for being here for Keeping It Real. I'm Troy Ryerson, and I appreciate you being here. And today, it's all about the new year. And the new year starts with a new routine. How do you currently spend your mornings? Are you someone that has a routine that launches into your day so you know exactly what you need to accomplish? Or are you someone that just kind of wings it and flows with the day? Studies show that how you spend the first few hours of your morning sets the tone for your entire day. I mean, why do they have to do a study for that? That's kind of a no-brainer, right? But seriously, how are you doing that? What are you setting up for your day? Like any kind of routine, what you do first will lead to what you do next. So if it's positive, it's liable to be positive. Negative, liable to be negative. If you're just flowing through your day like someone, well, that's what you're going to end up with. Just a day that was you just kind of flowed through it and got through it. But you weren't the most effective. So why am I talking about this? Because routines are important. And by having a routine, you're able to focus on the things that matter most, which ultimately help you become more efficient. So how does that work, do you say? Well, you're removing the part where you have to make a decision. Decisions take time. If you have a routine and you've removed that, you just saved some time in your day. You're welcome. I just gave you some time back. So give yourself that extra few minutes of time each day by having a routine. And yes, you're going to hear me say routine a whole ton in this thing. So why do people also have these routines? It gives them more energy. It makes them feel better because they're starting with a plan. They have a direction. It's like anything. It's like, man, I want to go to the store. I just moved to a new city and I want to go to the store. I don't know where the store is. I better go to Google and get myself GPSed over there. It's the same thing. You're doing this with your day now. So how many of the most successful people that you know, how many do you think have routines? Yeah, about 100%. Yeah, that's correct, 100%. They rely on this routine to get the most out of their day. Now, they have other routines in place as well that carry them here and there, but what's most important is they have a starting point. These people are happier, oftentimes healthier. They exude more confidence. They're highly efficient and accomplish more in their mornings than most do all week. Now, is this something you're currently doing? And if not, why? Why aren't you? Planning and executing in our new year starts with our eyes wide open. And if you're like me, you have a routine that you stick to. And it feels weird when you're off that routine. For me, I get up, I exercise a little bit, I shower, I listen to something educational on my way to the office, and I kind of begin that drive with something spiritual, and then I'll move into personal and or professional growth. I use Audible daily, and right now I'm listening to Jim Rohn, who's an amazing, amazing guy, as well as Peter Zeihan, and his book, The End of the World is Just the Beginning. Gino Blafari actually recommended that to all of his leaders that we read that. Great, great book. I'm not saying read those books, but find something that keys in with you as part of your day. And what you're doing, you're just stoking the coals, right? You're just getting the coals stoked. So by the time you hit your desk or by the time you hit the road or you hit that listing appointment in the morning, you're ready. Now, let me tell you what I do. Once I hit the office, I open my planner and I write down the following. 3 large goals I must accomplish this week. Health, personal, and professional. And oftentimes the professional category will have up to 3 in that column, just depending on my week. 3 smaller goals I must accomplish today. And it's typically attached to my larger goals. Make sense? Great. 10 gratitudes, minimum of 10 gratitudes. 3 things that made me happy in the last 24 hours. Now look, I know that oftentimes we have a tough time figuring out something good in the day previous because life happens, right? But part of that is on us. So when you can't think about, man, it was such a tough day yesterday, everything went wrong, I lost a listing, I had a buyer back out, I had escrow file, it was a miserable day. But you know what? The sunshine was out, I was breathing clean air, I was blessed to be born in the United States of America, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I've got a great spouse, I've got great kids. There's always something to be grateful for. There's always things that you could be happy about that happened the day before. Find those things. And sometimes it's a challenge, but I challenge you to find those things. Next, one thing I will give or do for others today, a minimum one, and make sure you do that. And then lastly, my big, my big is my big important goal. I call it my big. What is my big for this week? And how does that relate to my goals for the year? What is my income goal for the week? What is my income goal daily? What is my income goal hourly to make sure that I'm accomplishing my income goal for the year? Back into that number, make sure you're rewriting that down every single day to stay on track. And as you know, that ties deeply into your daily revenue commitment, your DRC. Make sense? Kind of tying some things together? Good, good. So the next thing I do is I go to my calendar and I clean it. What does that mean? Things that were important last week or things that were important the day before, are they still important to be on my calendar today? Because sometimes I'll just put notes in my calendar, placeholders in there. Does that placeholder need to be in there for that? Or is there something more pressing that happened in our day? We are in a very fluid industry where things change all the time. Make sure your calendar is clean. Make sure you're putting the pieces in there that actually need to be in there. Don't do something just because it's in your calendar. If you need to move it, but make sure you put it in there with something that will tie in deeper with your goals for the year ahead or for the year that you're in right then. Okay? Make sense? Great. So, lastly, as part of cleaning up the calendar process, just be clear and be super intentional as to what you want to do. Your goals should not plug into your day. Your day should plug in to your goals because your goals are what make up your day, whether it's income, whether it's professional, whether it's personal. Okay? Once those adjustments are made, I'm off and running. And if it sounds like a lot, it's really not. It's simply routine and it's what I do without having to think about it. Now look, if you feel like you're not operating at your highest and best, then you're probably not. In fact, most of us have so much more potential than we're willing to explore. In our industry, it's those that plan, that are disciplined, that have a routine, that are most successful both personally and professionally, that we look up to the most. With a few simple tweaks to what you're currently doing, you have the ability to change your life. It starts with a routine first thing in the morning, and it sets your day in motion. So what's important to you? What do you need to accomplish to achieve your goals? How do you position your mindset to help you succeed? Start with a morning routine with a customized and effective morning routine. And if you're up for the challenge, I'm going to challenge you right now. Take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes right now when this is done and begin to create your routine. Or just take my routine. I don't care. Take the action right now and promise yourself you will execute on your new routine this week. Here's to an incredible end of the year, first quarter I call it, for 2023. And again, it all starts today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's Keeping It Real, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Bye for now.